Hello, hello, hello! And we are live. Welcome to the Blue Plate Special. I'm Andy Andrews, and we are live in God's studio. We're not at the wharf. We're not in Orange Beach. We got a little kind of COVID thing going on down there. And so I've hit the road. I'm off the grid. I've unplugged. Anyway, we do have a team member who is who's tested positive. So we're just all being careful, and I'm in a favorite place of mine, which is like the middle of nowhere. So I always love, if I get to choose where I want to be, it would be middle of nowhere with you like this. So if you're on Facebook, hey, I'm glad you're with us. Thank you for being here. And I know that the internet connection might be unstable. And the reason I know that is because on the screen it says my internet connection might be unstable. see how smart I am? Anyway, if you're on Facebook, thank you for being here with us. I am this, and I'm hoping that I say something worth sharing today. I am going to announce our contest winner in a minute. Hi, Instagram. Hi, Twitter. And hi to YouTube. All you guys, press the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Please subscribe. It appears somebody says I have frozen. Hey, I see Jimmy Erie is on there. Jimmy, how are you doing? You know, I heard that Jimmy Erie has a bluegrass song that I'm going to get to hear at some point. Did you know that Jimmy had a song that on the bluegrass charts, it went #1 for 3 weeks in a row, then #2, then #1 again? Isn't that amazing? So, anyway. Oh my gosh. The man can rhyme. It's just too bad he wasn't a mime. That's pretty bad. Okay, who else on here? Let's see, Jimmy, Jan. You know, I'm not used to doing this. And Matt, it is not scrolling down. I'm wearing my Team Legendary Marine shirt. You see that? My Team Legendary One Water Marine shirt. They have stores all over. These guys are great. Let's see. So you want to get a boat. You need to get a boat from the people who know about boats. That's One Water Marine. Team Legendary Marine. Why is this not, Matt? I'm trying to like scroll and so that I can see who's here with me. And so far I have like Jimmy and Jan. But I can't scroll. I can't make any. I see the scroll bar on the side. But Matt, I am like on top of a mountain here. Look, Matt, and see. I mean, why is my internet unstable? Why is my scroll bar not working? Look how high up I am. Can you see? Is that? You know, it's a pretty clear day, and if you look closely, that right there over in the right hand corner, if you look closely, right hand corner, a little down, that is forever. And so I saw it a little while ago, and I thought you would probably be interested in it because I had heard all my life that on a clear day you can see forever, and it is clear. And when I got up here, I could, and so I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out to you. Hey, I made my trade. But first, if you don't mind, and are you guys okay? I can't believe I can't say anything to you guys. Okay, you think I don't know how to refresh something, right? Hey, I made my trade. But first, if you don't mind, and are you guys okay? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah. So now I've got like a ticker coming in here. All right. Now I want to know where Mashudu Mashaba. Where are you from? Hi, Andy. Hi, Mashudu. There's Margaret Davis. Jackie Mullins Alexander from Missouri. And Johnny Hall, still alive in North Carolina. It's like those old Perry Como albums. Still alive. I'm dreaming. Anyway, let's see. Chris Fonda. All right. I see. I can say, hey, buddy, it's SB. SB is somewhere. SB, are you COVIDless? Are you COVIDless? I hope you are. I'm sure you are. It's Gina Christmas. Gina Christmas. I wonder, Gina, when you walk into the room, do people automatically break into it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas? I just curious. Let's see, Danny Holland, hey. And I want to talk to y'all today. Arlene Poteet from Abilene. Hey, Arlene, you're reading How Do You Kill 11 Million People? So, what do you think? I actually went back. I was by myself last night and read that again. I haven't read it in a long time. And my thing still stands. I really wish. I mean, the reason I wrote that is I I feel like people need to hear that, or people need to think about this, and so I wanted to write it in a way that even people who might tend toward disagreeing with me if they just like knew everything about me right off the bat, that maybe they'd sit down and read it, because truth should stand. It's a curious thing about truth. I was explaining to somebody the other day. Somebody said, why are there people that just like shout people down? They don't even let anybody say something, or they ban them from this, the free speech thing and all. There is a curious thing about uh, about truth. There are only two ways that you can go on a subject. Now, I'm thinking to the bottom of the pool here, right with you. Okay. So there's two ways that you can go on a subject. Can you can go truth. Okay, that's foundation. Truth. Not true, but truth. That's foundation. And you can go error, wrong. Okay. The opposite, or away from the truth, or veered off, or whatever. But for our purposes here, let's just say there are two choices on every subject. There is truth and error. Okay. As I'm thinking through this, error cannot error can present its case if it is by itself, and it can sound good. But, but truth trumps error. I didn't mean to use that. I mean, are we not going to be able to use his name ever again? You know, is people going to think of his name? Anyway. Okay, so truth, just like rock beats scissors and paper covers rock, I would say that truth covers error. All right. And as I'm thinking through this, that would mean that when you don't always recognize a spy. You don't always recognize something in disguise. You know, because that's error, that's wrong. It's not the real deal. But when truth walks into the room, you recognize truth. We always recognize truth. Truth beats error just like a rock beats scissors. And so truth, if it's explained correctly, it makes sense. It just makes sense. I mean, if you hear truth explained, that's why I talk about a lot of times. You and I, when you and I are talking, we talk about proof. That we're not so much into encouragement, we're into proof, and proof has to align with truth, because if you're going to have something proven to you, it has to be truth. Now, when we say proof, we don't mean like a mathematical proof. We mean proof beyond a reasonable doubt, meaning it makes sense. It just hits us. It makes sense. It's that kind of proof that goes, I never thought of that. Boy, that makes total sense. I don't think I'll ever. I don't guess I'll ever think of it any other way again. So that's truth. Okay, so when that kind of truth, that kind of proof, when that kind of thing walks into the room, error cannot stand against truth. The error cannot stand against the same room, or cannot stay in the same room with truth. Because rational people will hear truth and they'll go, that makes total sense. And so error, since error is not powerful enough to stand against truth, all its disguises, it can look good by itself, but in the same room with truth, you know, a rational person will pick truth. And so since error cannot stand against truth, that is why error says truth will not stay in this room. And so error will scream and yell and shut down and not allow truth to have a voice, because it's the only way it can fight. Error can only fight truth by not allowing truth an invitation to the party. How about that? Okay. Anyway, that's kind of what I do when I write, which is ridiculous, I know. But but anyway, I just want to say, hey, thanks for reading that book. And I wish I could afford to just give everybody in America one. Um, but there's how many people? We got more than 100 people on here right now. And so if 100 people, you know, the old thing about the penny, if you double the penny every day, well, if 100 people gave how do you kill 11 million people to one person and said, your job is to give it, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But somehow we got to spread this, this book around because the news media does they don't like the book. I mean, it's hilarious to me. They when it first came out, I was in New York and I did one interview and I was on my way to Fox News to do several other interviews and they called. I did an interview with MSNBC and on my way to Fox News, and Fox News called the publicist and canceled all of my appearances with this book. This is when it came out, and and when we dug into it, the publicist said all I got was that Sean Hannity said we love Andy, but we can't do anything with this book. So I have no idea. But sure enough, man, Barnes and Noble, they wouldn't put this on their shelves. And so I have no idea. And so then we re-released it, you know, in the paperback with the additions, all the additions part. And when we re-released it, we did the big press release stuff and bye, nationwide and all like that. Not one single interview. How about that? So I think it's up to you and me. So I give what I can afford to give away. I give away a fair amount of them but I put them in people's hands and I say, okay, you got 30 minutes. Do you read? I'm not asking if you can read. I'm asking if you do read. And I need you to read something. Just 30 minutes. Just need you to just read this. 30 minutes and then talk to me about it. And so anyway, somehow we got to get the truth invited to the party. Okay. We had the noticer package and we have a winner and I'm so excited about it. Now let me just tell you this. Do you know that our office has, because I don't even know what this thing looks like or if it's something that has a look or if it's something that is like, you know, in the, you know, ether. Okay. But we have something that chooses a winner for something. And it's called, I love this name, a randomizer. How about that? So, you know, we had the contest with the, you know, people tagging people, and we appreciate so much you being a part of it. But the winner is, and you can roll your drums all the way across the room, is Misty Williams. Misty Williams. Congratulations! The randomizer has chosen Misty Williams. You get the noticer. The noticer returns Joss Jones book, the Joss Jones Java coffee, and the coffee mug, the long sleeve Comfort Colors t-shirt with the Peacemaker oak on it. So anyway, I hope you're happy. And I'm excited that you got that. Okay, do you want to hear about, excuse me, can I have some tea? In my Joe Bullard automotive glass. My screen is frozen. Marcy Carlos Taylor, your husband just got a second COVID shot? Well, let's see. Nancy Brown been pushing 11 million people. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I just really think we gotta. Okay, yeah, I'm behind on this. I am behind on this. Um, Darkness cannot hide from light. Yep, that's what Jones said. He said, hey, you know, it's a dark world, but, one little light pierces the darkness. And so if you're getting covered up with darkness, then light is not doing its job. So we've got to do our job because we are light. We are salty light. Let's see. Yeah, Marcy, I don't know why they're afraid of it. I don't know. Jan says the last line of the book gets me. Bonnie says, what book are we talking about? The book is How Do You Kill 11 Million People? How do you kill 11 million people? I was looking this note from Danny Holland that says Sean's people are not on Sean's side. Let's get it moving. Contact Jovan Pulitzer. Okay, I don't know who that is, but maybe SB sees this and she will. Let's see. How loudly are you singing? Is the last line of the book. And, to me, the book is also perfect for a history class, So, hey, George Cosser, how are you doing, buddy? Yeah, Bonnie, I miss those events too. Okay, I went to the bottom of the comments. You like that, Nadine? Salty light? We are salty light. Yes, we are. Salty light. Okay, I'm gonna have one more swig, a little quick swig of my Mountain Dew. And then I'm gonna tell you about my trade. You're gonna love the story about my trade, people. I have traded way up. That's right. Okay, so we went from a safety pin to 5 acorns, or as we say in the South, acorns. Slowly, that's acorns. Anyway, these are acorns, oak seeds, and that's the kind of tack I took. Oak seeds. Some of you guys were like suggesting this, and I thought this was really good. So I planted the 5 acorns, and I carried around the car until I made a couple of stabs and got kind of laughed at or turned down, because I was, SB said the rule was I can't Andy Andrews it. So I was talking to people I didn't know, they didn't know me. And so I blew it on a couple of conversations trying to get the trade. But, my friends, I was in Wally World. I was in Walmart yesterday. And I gravitate always to the sporting goods. And then in the sporting goods, I gravitate to the hunting and fishing area. So I was there standing next to this guy who had on an orange hat, so I knew what he was probably up to. And he was talking to his wife. And so he's saying, well, we got to get this, we got to get this, and so's coming into town, or somebody's coming, and and so I said, gonna be hunting? And he said, oh yeah, oh yeah. I said, well, we got a little bit left. The rut's just starting, deer season. He said, yeah, man. He said, they're starting. We have, by the way, if you are a deer hunter and wondering why I'm talking about the rut here, Alabama is the only state in the nation, and specifically South Alabama, our deer herd, we have a very late rut. And if you don't know what a rut is, go talk to your mom and daddy. Say just birds and bees, deer, rut, and let somebody tell you. But anyway, we have very late rut. So there are, most states have it like end of October, but we are literally, I mean, it's just now starting here. Okay. So anyway, I'm talking to the guy, and he has property. He owns land. And I said, man, that's a one-day thing for me. That's number one on my bucket list. And I said, I'm already preparing for the day that I'm able to get land, and I want to pass that on to my sons. And so I think about it, and I research it, and I asked him what he had planted out there, and he told me. And then I said, I'm kind of playing with some acorns, and so trying to see how do you seed them and everything. And I've got them. I was able to. I told him, because I did this. I had PVC pipe, and I cut it in half, because an acorn it sends out a taproot before the leaf ever comes up. And so I took about 15 inches of a PVC pipe and just cut it in half, and then put rubber bands around it, and I filled it with dirt and laid that acorn on its side right up at the very top, just barely covered with dirt, and watered it. And so I told him, I said, I have had success doing that, and that's the way I do it. And people try to transplant oaks, but that taproot will be, the plant will be like this little big, this little leaf here, and the taproot is huge. And so people try to pull one out of the ground to plant it somewhere, and they can't, and so the only choice is go to a nursery and buy them. But you can germinate them easy if you know how to do it. And so I said, and he's really interested. I got him now. I got him hooked. And so I said, so I cut these in half and have them rubber banded, so that when that plant is about like that, I will take it, find the place I want to plant it, and I put the hole, and then I just take apart the PVC pipe, and that taproot is not hurt or anything. He said, man, that is great. And so I said, well, I got some in the car. I'll trade you for something, And he said, what? I said, yeah, I got 3 or 4 out there. So I'll trade you. And he said, well, I'd be glad to buy them. I said, no, I don't want your money. I want something you got. And his wife laughed. And so, in any case, he said, like, you want me to buy something and give it to you? I said, no. And, I'm not a crazy person, even though if you knew me, if you and I were friends, you would know that I'm a crazy person. But I'm working on a project, and I need to trade. And he said, well, I have some I have some Code Blue in the truck. It's almost a full bottle, like 3/4 of a bottle of Code Blue. I said, how many planted acorns do you want? He said, how much you think that bottle of Code Blue's worth? I said, almost full. He said, almost full. I've just used it one time. It's really good stuff. And his wife goes, oh my God, y'all are crazy. And we both laughed. And so I said, I'll give you 5 planted acorns and you can keep the PVC. He said, done. He said, can you hang on a little bit to see you at the door? I said, absolutely. So anyway, here I am. I have traded my 5 acorns for a bottle of Code Blue. Now, for those of you who don't know what Code Blue is, it is a deer hunter's dream. It is buck urine. And it's pretty foul smelling stuff. Now, you remember when Oliver in Just Jones, when Oliver put the sow in heat in the school air conditioners? Well, it's kind of on the same level. Now, it's not like, there's a sow in heat, there's a doe in heat, but this is buck urine. Okay, so let me just smell it for you and make sure it's. Oh yeah. Let me cap that right back up. Probably won't ever get in this car again. Yeah, and just so you know, so if I could read a little bit about it for you, so that you know that I got a good trade on this. Let's see, where's my glasses? We're almost there. Just hang with me, people. Hang with me. This is getting good. All right. What makes Code Blue different? Well, every bottle contains the urine from a single whitetail buck. This is not mixed urine, people. This is from a single buck. All right. Use buck urine during the season to attract curious bucks eager to check out the scent of a new deer in the area. Pour directly into scrapes or trail it to your stand on a drag. A drag is like, you take a little, like big cotton ball or something, and tie it to a string, tie it to your boot, and as you walk, you drag it, and it actually works. Adam and I did that one time and watched the buck just walk like right on the trail. Let's see. It says, make every effort to keep your body and gear scent free. Well, don't get any of this on your hands, I'll tell you that. Bucks ready to defend their territory will go wild with Code Blue buck urine. Now, here's a curious thing. That I want to tell you about before I go. I got this, he had the card. He said, have you ever used Code Blue? I said, I've actually used Code Blue. Grant Woods is sponsored by Code Blue, and Code Blue, that's an Alabama company. And so, yeah, I have. And he said, well, the card is interesting. That's all he told me. But when I got home, I looked, and it is interesting. Not just their little trademarked quote, from one deer to one bottle. I mean, every bottle of Code Blue urine is collected from an individual deer and bottled. Anyway, that's what you would think that the spokesman for a deer urine company would kind of sound like. He'd kind of sound like Ernest T. Bass, wouldn't he? I got you there, here and here. Anyway, this is very curious because it's, it has the English, but it also has French. All right, not Chinese, not Spanish. It has French. Instructions in French. Je sais que significa la Virginia, début de paix, les sycamores, les urines, ne voles femelles. You know, it's in French. So if it's in French, all I'm thinking is that they must be selling this in France. Okay. Which means that they are exporting this from Alabama. They're exporting this from America to France, which means it's part of the trade deal. I mean, you try to keep it balanced. You're on a trade deficit. So we're giving we're sending it to France. We're getting croissants. They're getting buck urine. Seems like a pretty good deal for a country that wouldn't let us base our troops over there. Don't ask me what our troops do when they fly over France. Just don't even ask me. Okay. Or at least the special ops guys. But do you remember that? Do you remember that? And Desert Storm, France would not let us base our guys there. So they're sending us croissants. We're sending them buck urine. Seems like a good trade to me. Okay, so what am I going to trade the buck urine for? I don't know. I'm assuming we'll probably be on Thursday next week as well. We're going to try to let this COVID thing just like get out of here, get out of Wisdom Harbor. Nobody needs it anymore. Pray for us. We're praying for you. And I appreciate you guys so much. See if there's any last little comments. Yeah, I could be singing by myself. Let's see. And so, yeah, SB is replying to Danny about how to get there. So, yeah, you can plant those trees, Jan. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, that guy was definitely a trader. What's code blue? You know now, don't you? Huh? Yeah, Kevin Perkins, not a blend. Not a blend. $1, one bottle. You ain't heard the last, Ernest Steve Eyes. Okay. Yeah, I know. All right, who said that? Who said that? Lou Ann Wright said, now figure out how to trade this. I did think of that. I mean, I was tickled with my trade. I called the boys and said, guess what I got for the acorns? And by the way, I used it this morning. I used it and sprinkled a little on my boots. And let's just put it this way. I didn't see any bucks, but the does were really happy with me. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Kevin says, make sure that lid's on good. No kidding. This from a guy, Kevin Perkins, who left ducks in the trunk of his wife's car. Well, why don't you tell that story on the podcast, Kevin? Huh? What about that, old man? You remember that? Huh? They traded that car. Never did get that smell out. All right. Okay, you guys. Hey, even if I'm in the middle of nowhere, which you obviously see that I am, well, I seem to be frozen. But see, I'm in the middle of nowhere. And so even if I'm in the middle of nowhere, I do love being with you guys. And I appreciate y'all so much. I'm glad you're in my life. And thank you. And I know that I won't hear the music, but I guess Matt will hit the music now. Bye bye.